Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to Entropia universe. In today's guide, we're going to peek into PvP and see how profitable it is. You're gonna learn about locations, the different PvP zones, and the risk and reward and lootable PvP. I can tell you it's worth it, and safer than you think, so stay tuned and don't miss this profitable opportunity. Because I'm gonna share with you the PvP activities in Entropia, which make this game unique. There is simply no other game out there that offers exactly this experience. So, how do we get started and what's so special about the PvP zones? Most important to know is that inside a PvP zone you get access to special loot. Most of it drops exclusive to those zones. And because no one got the balls to go inside there, since everyone is afraid to get looted by another player, those materials got super high marked up, and they're in demand. In this red lootable zone located on Calypso, you're able to find pyrite and blood moss, but also hymite. Those materials are used in crafting and usually got a very high marked up. Pyrite you're able to find with a mining tool that goes at least 476 meters deep, so basically a F105. Blood moss, one of the emitters, you can find already within 126 meters, that's the range of a TT finder. Hymite, one of the most valuable ores in the zone, you need a minimum of 131 meters. There are also special mobs who spawn only in that zone, like for example Mulaks. They do a pretty high impact damage, so be prepared. Hunting those is actually pretty safe and also profitable, because most of the time they will drop shrapnel. This you can convert instantly into universal ammo. Everything else got huge marked up to 5000 and more %. Shrapnel is good in this case, because you're able to convert it and no one can loot it if you die by another player. Someone else who is a player need to do the kill shot on you and the majority of the damage in order to get the stackables. Everything else, like for example single items like weapons, are not lootable. Make sure to check the description, there I will link you the locations of the spawns. Those you can simply copy and pass into your in-game chat. Like the drilling location, this is a wave spawn event that triggers the huskling mob, the little brothers and sisters of the big huskling in the volcano PvP area. But be prepared, I don't recommend doing this wave event without a group. By the way, don't worry, you're not able to enter the zone by mistake. You will have to buy a toxic shot and use it in order to gain access, otherwise you just die instant when you cross the border. Currently, we have two lootable zones on Calypso. The one I just talked about is the most known one. It is located on the second continent of Calypso. The lootable zone on the main continent is bigger and offers almost the same content just without a wave spawn and different ores. Also, the biggest difference here is that you're not able to use your radar. That way people are not that easy to spot in there. You can find the Blood Claw within the PvP zone, a mini-boss related to one of the token missions. There are yellow PvP zones too. When you get killed by another player inside a yellow PvP zone, you don't get looted. But those zones are crowded most of the time and don't offer the amount of marked up you get within a lootable zone. The real marked up comes from lootable zones. And the players you kill by mistake. No, for fuck's sake I got marked up. Looting players is by far the most attractive activity in Entropia. At least for me, because I am a very competitive PvP player. You don't want to see me flexing on you with my sniping unity in a PvP zone. I don't try to talk big, but this weapon hurts. Talking about weapons, you should take some practice at the oil rig before you consider entering the lootable content. At the oil rig you can pick up free oil that spawns on the ground every now and then. That's a great opportunity to learn PvP while profiting from the free oil drops. But be prepared, most likely you will have to fight there too. You should focus on burst damage. This means high single damage, like for example penetration. Long range is like the best you can get for PvP. Sure, you can go melee, but this also requires an avatar with massive HP. From the other side, melee offers the biggest burst damage compared to other weapons. Currently, the best weapon types you can choose for PvP are high damage melee weapons like for example modified nano or Keyworks Unity. One of those sniping unities I use, or the all new BGH series if you prefer rifles. Rocket launchers are great too, they do an area of effect damage and hit actually pretty hard. Also, we don't forget about Mind Force chips, who do exotic damage like for example cold, acid or electric. Those are pretty hard to cover in PvP. Talking about cover, you need to get yourself a great PvP armor too. In this video I'm using an infiltrator set because it protects me the best of the most common damage types I fight. You have to take a close look on the armor stats and compare those to your enemies and your avatar's position. My avatar right now got the role of a sniper, because my weapon got a very high range. so my potential goes wasted if I choose to fight in a melee range. I try to avoid melee as good as possible, and that's why I don't need protection against melee. The only weapons that reach me are rockets, snipers or rifles when I don't take care about my own range. I need the most protection against those. That's for example high burn, penetration or shrapnel, and that's why I use the infiltrator. This changes again if I fight for example in mid-range. Then I have to count in more exotic damage like for example cold damage, because I walk in a zone where the cryochip can reach me, and that's probably the most dangerous for me. The PvP system in Entropia is pretty balanced. It's simply impossible to have the best protection against every damage type. In the same way, it's impossible to have the best damage type against every protection. A good PvPer is able to see your protection from the armor you wear. He then can adjust his weapon type to deliver the best possible damage, simply because he knows the armor stats out of his head. Now that we know the basics of PvP, let's talk about land grabs. Those are big fights where player groups fight over different land areas. Once a society managed to take control of a fortress, they own the land area and are able to tax the land, collecting pets on a daily basis depending on the turnover made on the land area. Land areas are not always PvP activated and also never lootable, but what is the benefit of hunting there if they are taxed? They simply offer the better spawn, adjustable level of mobs, what leads to a better markup, but also events on the land area, with well-paying rewards for the winners. Don't be afraid of tax if it's not too high. Because of the better spawn, you're able to pull more markup. More markup you pull also on the Volcano Island. This is a yellow zone between the two continents of Calypso. You gain access there after doing a mission for it. In the middle of the volcano you can spawn the husk. Don't try him without a group. There are also the usual solo activities in there, like mining and hunting. You can find Ignesium and Ferrum nuts, so it's actually pretty important to get the mission done and gain access to the area. Talking about access, we also got space, a big zone between the planets in Entropia. A big part of it is lootable, and be aware that you don't need a toxic shot to enter. There are special hunting grounds too in space, and a wave spawn event. Just jump into your quad wing and attach a Kismet laser on it. Go explore the universe, but take care of the pirates who are waiting for you. Or simply join them and become a pirate by yourself. Loot other players and enjoy the space content that reaches from basic Sleipnir up to fully gunned and warp-able mothership that offers safe warping services from planet to planet. I hope that I was able to explain you the PvP system in Entropia universe. Leave a like, subscribe and let me know in the comment section below if I was able to take away the fear of PvP from you. If you didn't download the game yet, make sure to do this today. Use the link in the description. See you in-game in Entropia universe.